Everyone in this arena has a money stake in one of our famous couples. Rooting section number 1 has its money on Alan Ludden, host of Password, and Betty White of the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Rooting section number 2 backs TV host Bill Cullen and his wife Ann. And rooting section number 3 is betting on composer-singer Chuck Woolery and movie actress Ann Pflug as we play the game of celebrity gossip, TattleTales. And here's the star of TattleTales, Bert Convey.
I thought we'd break that up a little bit, kiss hands today, you know. You have a lovely hand, Bill. Well, you too, Ann, of course. Thank you for tuning in, TattleTales. Our studio audience is divided into 3 sections here today, each one backing one of our celebrity couples. And every time one of our celebrity couples wins some money, that money is divided among their rooting section. So, ready to go, gang? Fellas, have a seat with me. Ladies, if you will, step to the rear. And we'll be back to start our first round of TattleTales in just a minute. Okay, we are back, ready to go. The fellas are out here with me. We have 3 wonderful couples. Leading off is Chuck Woolery and his wife, Ann Pflug.
Hello, Ann Pflug. Hi, Bert.
Nice. You sure are a nice-looking couple. You know that?
Last day. Thank you.
Golly, you're really...
I'm gonna miss you.
Really look good. Right now. And next to Joanne and Chuck is Bill Cullen and his wife, Ann.
Hi, thank you, Bert. Hi there, Ann. Hi there, friends. My friends.
Oh, boy. You got a hot section out there today, Bill.
That's a great section.
Really pulling for you, that yellow section. All right, next to Ann and Bill is Alan Ludden and his wife, Betty White.
Just think, as you said yesterday, Bert, if I had your dimples and hers, we'd have 4, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Yes, that's true. As I also said, you could have 6 or 8, depending on what's going on. Ladies, we're going to cut you off now from Sight and Sound, so you don't know what we're doing. But we're coming back to you. Bye, Betty. Bye, Ann. There they go, the little darlings.
Drifting off in the
Yes, all right, gentlemen. I'm going to ask you questions now about your wives and your lives together. When you have an answer you think she's going to recognize, please press that button.
Please press a button.
Please
okay.
press the button in front of you, but be quick. I'll only take one answer. Here we go. First question. And it is, first kiss. Chuck.
Yes.
First kiss, sir.
The first kiss took place in her apartment. About 2 o'clock in the morning. We'd been out. It was our first date, and I did kiss her. And I'll never forget, we'd been talking for a long time, and I looked over and I said, you know, I've been watching you all night. Can I kiss you? And I asked her.
What did she say?
And she said, no. As a matter of fact, you can't. No, she kissed me, and then we've been together ever since.
How long has that been?
Oh, it's been about, what time is it? Yeah, it's been a little over a year and a half.
Well, that's the longest kiss on record, I bet.
It's got to be.
You've been together ever since.
I'm trying to think of what I could use, though, as a clue. That's a hard one. How about,
1 or 2 word clue?
Ask.
Ask. Lips.
What was the other one?
I need a 1 or 2 word clue
ask.
for first kiss. Do you have
Ask. I'll try ask.
Ask.
No.
A 1 word ask?
Request.
Request.
Yes, request.
The man says he wants to. The clue is request.
Yes,
say.
I think so. Request.
All right, let's bring on the ladies now. Ladies, come on in. We have asked the fellas a question. We'll sound that signal when you recognize your husband and can match his answer from the clue. Here is the question first. First kiss is the question. The clue is. Did you mean to do that, Joanne?
Well, I got a little carried away. And that was just the first kiss.
All right, here we go. Here is the question. First kiss, and the clue is request. All right, that time you meant it, didn't you, Joanne?
I meant it before, too. Yes, on our very first date, we sat and talked, and I was wishing that he'd kiss me. And finally, when he was leaving, he asked if he could kiss me, and I was so impressed, I couldn't get over it. And so he did.
That's what he said.
That's a good girl.
All right. Thank you, ladies. We'll get back to you in just a moment. Okay, gentlemen, ready to go?
Yes.
Here comes the next question. Same question, first kiss. Alan. Alan, you are up there, sir, with a fast right.
All right, I tell you what. It's a very simple thing if she'll just clear her head and remember it. Our first kiss was literally in a play. We were doing Critics' Choice. She was going with somebody else pretty heavily. And the first kiss I ever remember, I hope it's the one she remembers, was play, and it was Critics' Choice, and I think I'll say Dennett. No, I can't use the proper name, can I?
No, it can't. It has to be one or two word clue.
Oh, stage. I'll just say stage. On stage. It was on stage.
You want a two-word on stage
No,
or
just
one word?
stage.
Just stage. One word clue worth $100.
Wait, she might get mixed up with stage there. Play, I think play's better. Let's say play.
Play.
Then she'll think it's a play kiss.
Yeah.
Stage.
It's only a half-hour show,
Why
Alan.
don't you just leave her, Alan?
You're in a lot of trouble, so.
Stock. What about summer stock? Would that do a stock?
Stock?
Stock would do it. Stock.
You kissed
All
a
right.
horse.
Yeah, let's say I
Rooster
kissed a horse.
Teacher,
you
they're
know,
all
right.
nodding their heads. Yes, that would do it.
Stock.
Oh, you want to go with stock?
Stock.
All right, stock it is.
I don't like
Forget
first
what
kiss.
she
It's not
said.
about right.
That sounds like your cow story again. Okay.
All right. God knows what we're going to get, kids.
All right, shh, let's bring on the ladies. Shh, everybody, ladies.
Yes.
We have a question and we have a clue. Here is the question
And where's
first.
the clue?
It is the same question. First kiss. And here is the clue. Stock. Betty. All right, Betty. Tell us about that.
Well, he started to kiss me, and I said, "Stop!" No, it wasn't that at all. No, what it was, we were in the car, and we had been kind of friendly with each other, and all of a sudden he pulled up with his stop signal, and he kissed me, and I think we missed 4 lights, but it was just lovely. That was Alan, wasn't
I'm
it?
sorry. That's a very interesting
She
story.
misunderstood the clue.
I think you misunderstood the word. I said stock.
Stuck. I thought you said stop.
No, I said S-T-O-C-K. Stock. And I'm sorry, that's not the answer that we have.
The first time he kissed me, I was stuck with him.
O-C-K.
Wrong
stock.
again.
The story. Tell her what you said.
I
Alan. You
told
probably
him that
remember
the
now.
first time I kissed you, and I was using it kind of euphemistically, was in summer stock
That's what I
at
thought.
Dennis Mass. Is that wrong, Betty?
I was so hung up at this stoplight, which was a couple of months before that, if you remember. I don't mean to bring up these problems on the air.
No,
Alan.
the stoplight was after summer stock.
Well,
Betty.
anyway.
I don't think it was, wasn't it? I
Yes, it
forgot
probably
that.
was, but we haven't got time to argue about it now, gang. Betty and Alan, you have 0 and
Sorry,
have yet
gang.
to score. Joanne and Chuck are in the lead with
Yes.
$100. All right. Now we're going to play a little tattletale quickie.
with me.
Gentlemen, I am reaching for it. Ladies,
Quickie.
here it is. I'm going to ask you this question. Don't give me the answer until I ask for it. Here it is. Ladies, you're at a dinner party, and a particularly loud and opinionated man begins spouting political views opposed to yours. Opposed to yours. Do you stand up for your point of view, ask him not to talk politics at dinner, or try to ignore him? Okay, you've got this opinionated man spouting political views opposed to yours. Do you stand up for your point of view, ask him not to talk politics at dinner, or try to ignore him? Okay, ladies, think about that. We're coming back to you in just a minute. All right, Chuck, how do you think...
This is so easy.
It is.
She's a tiger.
She's a
Now,
tiger.
you know her. She just jumps up and she'll stand up for her point of view. No question. No
Okay,
question.
you'll say she'll stand up
Yeah,
for her point of view.
yeah.
Okay, that's the first one.
And beat him to death.
Okay, for $100, let's bring on Joanne. Joanne, what would you do at that dinner party? Would you stand up for your point of view, ask him not to talk politics at dinner, or try to ignore him?
What do you think, Bert?
I plead
I always stand at my own point of view.
That's what he said for $100. Okay.
Absolutely more dinner parties.
Gets you in a lot of hot water, doesn't
Oh,
it?
it sure does.
Oh my! All right, thank you. Anyway, you got a correct answer there. All right, Bill. How about Ann? Which one of those three do you think she would do?
Mine, too, is a piece of cake. Mine is so easy. You folks, don't worry. The money is in your purse and pocket. Ann, too, is a tiger. But she also doesn't like trouble. So what Ann would do would be ignore him, and then when we got home, she'd beat me to death. But she would ignore him. She'd
You
do
say
her best.
ignore him.
She doesn't want any trouble with anyone.
All right, let's bring on Ann. Ann, what would you do at that dinner party with that opinionated fellow?
I think first I'd try to ignore him.
Yeah.
That's what he said. $100. Absolutely right. What else would you do, Ann?
I'd punch him in the nose after a little while.
That's funny. Bill said you'd punch him in the nose when you got home. Thanks, Ann. That's a score. Okay, Alan, how about Betty?
Well, this is doubly complicated because it's usually I who is that obnoxious fellow who's spouting out his beliefs at a dinner party. And that makes it a little difficult for her to ignore. She's a woman of strong convictions, but she also doesn't like trouble. And this is not a piece of cake, gang. I don't know. I think probably she would let her opinions be known more than anything else. So let's go with.
Say stand up for her own.
She'll stand up for her own point of view. But
all right,
we've got a big risk here, gang. I got to tell you.
Well, let's take it. Here we go. Let's bring on Betty. All right, Betty. Which of those three would you do?
When this loud, opinionated man stood up and started spouting opposite views to mine, I'd say, come on, honey, you've said enough, let's go home. I tell you, I would try to keep my own counsel and not say anything.
You would ignore him. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, that's not what Alan said you'd do.
Well, no, I did say it would probably be me, the man in question. She did say that.
Yes, that's true. But that's not what he said. Tell her what you said, Alan.
I said you would probably stand up for your own point of view, but I also pointed out to our gang here that you didn't like trouble, so you might do precisely what you said you would do.
Sorry, dear.
Sorry, dear.
No
sorry,
score
gang.
there. Let's see. That is halftime. We're at our halfway mark, and at this point, Betty and Alan have yet to score. Ann and Bill have $100. Joanne and Chuck are in the lead with $200. Let's turn about, fellas, if you will. Go to the rear. Ladies, come on out here with me. While we're changing places, we'll break away, but we're coming right back. Don't go away. Okay, the members of our studio audience, of course, are sharing the winnings of our celebrity couples. You know that. But let me add this. If your rooting section is backing our winningest couple at the end of today's show, we will add as a bonus $1,000. Okay. I have the ladies with me. That looks very nice, Joanne. Don't pull on that.
Okay.
Looks
Thank you.
absolutely perfect.
Thanks, Dan.
I can see it. Let's see how the fellas are doing back there. They're all situated. Gang, are you back there?
Okay.
There they are. Yes.
Yes.
You're all
Here we
plugged
are.
in, everything ready to go.
And we're going to get this one.
Nice and comfortable. We have a good close game here, fellas.
Yeah.
Anybody can still win this. We're only halfway through.
All right.
We'll see you in a minute. Hold tight.
Okay.
All right, ladies, I'm going to ask you questions now about your husbands, your lives together. When you have an answer you think that he's going to recognize, press that button. Here we go. First question. A humdinger of an argument. Betty. You were there, Betty.
We have those a lot. I'm sorry to say, but it's really usually about politics, or it's about we have different views on how to raise kids. And one corker of an argument that we had, I got a little testy, just a little put out, and I threw my car keys at the bedroom door, and there's a scar left in that door that won't heal.
You threw your car keys?
I threw my car keys right at the door.
Did you think it was the garage at the time? Or?
No, I didn't realize the door was closed. The keys went through the door, but the door is closed.
You were aiming at Alan?
Yes.
All right, we need a one or two word clue that Alan might recognize.
Keys.
Keys it has to be. Okay. Let's bring on the fellas, shall we? Gentlemen, we have asked a question and we have a clue. Here is the question first.
Okay.
A humdinger of an argument. And here is the clue. Keys. Keys. All right, Chuck, tell us about that, if you will.
Yeah, we always have an argument over keys, and the reason is that I can never find my keys. I put my keys down, and for some reason, she's always putting them away somewhere. I can never find them, and so we constantly really have battles over, Joanne, where are my keys?
Yes.
And,
that's fascinating, Chuck.
Hello? Anyone there?
That isn't what Joanne said. Alan, where were you on that one?
Quick thinking, darling.
No, but I thought it was me, but it's more doors open for dogs, but I do get messed up with the keys too.
Do you remember that particular?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry. You didn't remember.
We've never had a serious argument. I had to. Sorry.
We have.
Betty has just made a face of incredulity. Is that a word? I think it is. Anyway, she made a face when you said that. She doesn't believe that. Anyway, I'm sorry. No score, Alan.
I'm sorry, Alan.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
Dan.
let's move along, fellas. We'll get back to you in just a moment. Here we go. Next question. A time you heard strange noises. Joanne, you're up.
Strange noises. Oh, yes. I remember a night. I was in bed, and Chuck came charging into the bedroom, and he said, there sounds like someone is banging into the back house, and you're not supposed to keep guns.
Well, now, I didn't hear that, and I guess I ought to. I don't know if I have to hear that. I have to hear the question. I mean, I have to hear the
Well,
answer.
he has a small little, pistol, revolver.
Yes.
I didn't want, I don't know if you can have them or not, and I didn't want to say anything.
Well, you've just said it, so America, ignore that, okay?
Well, anyway, so he came galloping out there, and he thought someone was breaking into the house, and they were just people in the house next door that were rowdy. So I really don't know what else to say.
So we need a 1 or 2 word clue that'll let Chuck know what you're talking about.
Oh,
A time you heard strange noises.
and it was, I guess I'll just have to say gun.
Gun?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say is gun.
Okay, let's bring on the fellas. All right, gentlemen, we have asked the ladies another question, and we have another clue. Here is the question first. A time you heard strange noises. And the clue is gun. A time you heard strange noises, and the clue is gun. Okay,
me?
I'm sorry about that. Chuck,
Daggone it! I started to go and didn't.
yeah, well, had you
Oh.
gone, you would have scored, but you didn't. And
Son of a gun.
daggone it, you didn't get in there, did you? I'm sorry, no score there, but let's see how we stand at the moment. Betty and Alan have yet to score. Ann and Bill have $100. Joanne and Chuck are in the lead with $200. Okay, we'll be back with more TattleTales after this message. Don't go away. Hang on a second.
Keep rubbing it in.
Okay, we're back. We're going to play a Tattletale quickie now. Fellas, I'm going to ask you this question. Don't give me the answer until I ask for it. Here it is. Men, leaving your wife aside.
Please, easier said than done.
I knew there'd be 3 responses to that.
Hello?
Men, leaving your wife aside. What do you think the average wife wants most in a husband? 1, a good companion. 2, a good provider. 3, a good lover. What do you think the average wife wants most in a husband? A good companion, a good provider, or a good lover? Think that over, fellas, and we'll get back to you in just a minute. All right, Joanne, what do you think the average wife?
I think they'd want them all.
I'm sure they do, but we have to pick one.
Okay, I would say most people are concerned with security, so I would say a good provider.
You'd say a good provider. Mm-hmm. And you think that's what Chuck will say, too?
He better.
Okay. This question is worth $100 for each correct answer. We have a good close game here. Let's bring on Chuck. Okay, Chuck,
Yeah.
which one of those 3 do you think the average wife most wants?
That's very interesting, really.
In a husband.
I'm sure that you could go a lot of different ways with that with a lot of different women. But I do believe that most women, probably the most lasting thing would be companionship.
Sorry about that.
What did
Chuck.
you say, Joanne?
Tell him what you said, Joanne.
Well, I said most people are concerned with security, so they'd look for someone who is a good provider.
Oh, you materialistic.
I know it, and I love it.
Doesn't matter as long as you're in love.
Well, no, that's
I
the
keep
third
telling
one.
you that.
Sorry, Chuck, no score there. Thank you. Okay, Ann, how about
Oh,
Bill?
it's
What will he
either
say?
provider or companion, and
Yes,
I
a
just don't know
companion,
which one to
provider.
go. Okay, I'll go with companion. I think that's what he'll say.
You say the average wife wants most in a husband. All right, let's see if Bill agrees with you. Okay, Bill, which one of those 3 do you think the average wife most wants in a husband?
She could have really scored on all 3 if she'd married the Marx Brothers. After the leaving my wife aside.
Yes, that's right. The average wife.
I'm sorry to say, I think provider is the answer.
Now, see, we're...
You matched Joanne absolutely
Okay,
beautifully,
see you, Joanne.
Bill, but you didn't match Ann. Tell him what you said, Ann.
I said companion, Bill.
What happened to lover, sweetie?
Well, I have that.
You 2 can sort. She does?
My
You
best
do?
to both of you.
I saw the look on your face. I didn't think it was you. Thank you, Bill. I'm sorry. No score
Anytime.
there.
Anytime, Bert.
Okay, Betty. How about Alan?
Well, I happen to be lucky enough to have all 3, but I think if he hears that one key line in there about leaving your wife aside,
Your wife aside.
I really am afraid, seriously, it would be provider, but he may say companionship. I'm going to say he could always get a dog for a companion. I think provider.
You'll say provider. You gonna stick with that?
I think.
Okay, that's what it is. Let's bring on Alan. Okay, Alan.
Okay, Bert.
Which one of those three would the average wife want most in a husband?
Leaving my wife aside.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to win money for those good people. I got to give you an answer, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wish there were another question. I would say that she would say that I would say companion.
Well, you were close, Alan. You were very close. I'm sorry, that's not what you said. Tell him what you said, Betty.
I said good night, folks. Provider.
Hey, she said a provider. That means our time is up. Our winners are Joanne and Chuck Woolery. Okay, Joanne and Chuck, you've won $200. We had $1,000 to that for a total of $1,200 for your rooting segment. Okay, we'll be back with more of TattleTales right after this message for you. Come on back. Okay, we gave away a total of $1,300 today. We hope you had fun. I sure had fun. Thank you, folks, for coming today. Bert Convey saying so long. Next time, TattleTales, audience sharing the secrets and winning. Bye-bye.
This is Jack Clark speaking for TattleTales, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.